Hello, my name is Carolina. Today we're going to see all about adverbs and how can I recognize them. What are adverbs? Adverbs are words that can modify a verb, an adjective, and another adverb. Now we're going to see 4 different types of adverbs.
Adverb of time. Adverb of time tells you when action happened, but also for how long and how often. Example: when, today, yesterday, late, now, last year. For how long, all day, no long, for a while, since, last year. How often, sometimes, frequently, never, often, rarely. When adverbs are usually placed at the end in the sentence. Examples: Goldilocks went the beer house yesterday. I'm going to tidy my room tomorrow. This is a neutral position, but some when adverb can be put in the other position to give a different emphasis. Compare. Later Sam saw Avatar. Sam later saw Avatar. In this more formal, like a policeman report. Sam saw Avatar later. This is a neutral, no particular emphasis. For how long, adverbs are usually placed at the end of the sentence. Example: he worked in the supermarket all day. He worked in the supermarket for a year. Notice, for is always followed by expression of duration. Example: for 3 days, for a week, for several years, for 2 centuries. Sin is always followed by expression of point in time. Example: since Monday, since 1997, since the last war. Who often, adverbs expressing the frequency of action are usually placed before the main verb, but after auxiliary verb, such as be, have, may, must. Example: I often drink beer before the main verb. She never eats meat before the main verb. He is never sick after the auxiliary is. I have never forgot my first girlfriend after the auxiliary have and before the main verb forgotten. Some other how often adverbs expect the exact number of time and the action happen are usually placed at the end of the sentence. Example: this newspaper is published monthly. She eats fish once a week. When a frequency adverb is placed at the end of the sentence, is much stronger. Compare. She regularly smokes a cigarette. She smokes a cigarette regularly. Adverb that can be used in these 2 positions. Yet and still. Yet is used a question and the negative sentence and is placed at the end of the sentence or after not. Example: she has not met him yet. Have not you finished yet? Still express continuity is used in positive sentence and the question, and is placed before the main verb and after auxiliary verb, such as be, have, might, and will. Examples: she is still hungry. He is still waiting for his friend. Are she still watching TV? Do you still go to the park?
Adverbs of manner. Rule. Adverbs of manner tell us how something happens. They are usually placed after the main verb or after the object. Examples: he sings well. After the main verb. He walked rapidly, slowly, quickly. She spoke softly, loudly, aggressively, and talked loudly to attract his attention. He sings beautifully. After the object. Be careful. The adverb should not be put between the verb and the object. Can you guess which is the correct sentence? He drank greedily beer and wine. She drank beer and wine greedily. If you choose the second one, you're correct. Rule. If there is a preposition before the object, example, at, towards, we can place the adverb either before the preposition or after the object. Examples: the girl walked happily toward her dog. The girl walked toward her dog happily. Rule. Sometimes an adverb of manner is placed before a verb place object to add emphasize. Examples. He gently talked to the old lady. Some writers put an adverb of manner at the beginning of the sentence to catch our attention and make us curious. Examples. Slowly, he walked to the door. Rule. However, adverbs should always come after intransitive verbs, verbs which have no object. Examples. The grass grew quickly. She waited patiently. Rule. The position of the adverb is important when there is more than one verb in a sentence. If the adverb is placed after a clause, then it modifies the whole action described by the clause. Notice the difference in meaning between the following pairs of sentences. She quickly agreed to retype the letter. Her agreement was quick. She agreed to retype the letter quickly. The retyping was quick. She quietly asked me to leave the house. His request was quiet. She asked me to leave the house quietly. The leaving was quiet.
Adverb of place. Rule. Adverb of place tells you where something happened. They are usually placed after the main verb or after the object. Examples. After the main verb. I walk everywhere. John look away, up, down, around. I'm going home, out, back. Come in. After the object. My mom's house is nervy. He took his dog outside. Common adverb of place. Here and there. With verb of movement, here mean toward or with the speaker. Come here. Towards me. It is here. Come with me to see it. There mean away from or not with the speaker. Put in there is the same way from me. It is there is the same go by yourself to see it. Here and there are placed at the beginning of the sentence in exclamation or when emphasis is needed. They are followed by the verb if the subject is a noun. Here come a list, followed by the verb. Or by a pronoun if this is a subject. It, she, he, etc. Here she is, followed by the pronoun. There he goes, followed by the pronoun. Note, the most common adverb of place also fashion on the preposition. Examples, about, across, along, around, behind, by, down, in, off, on, over, round, through, under, up. Go to the preposition or a phrasal verb. Other adverb of place ending in words, expressing movement in particular direction. Example, cats don't usually walk but walk. The ship sailed westward. Be careful. Toward is a preposition, not an adverb, so it's always followed by noun or pronoun. He ran toward the bike. She walked toward me. Expressing both movement and location. Ahead, abroad, overseas, uphill, downhill, sideways, indoors, outdoors. Examples. The cat went indoors. He traveled abroad.
Adverbs of frequency. Adverbs of frequency tell us how often something is done. Adverbs of frequency include always, constantly, continually, frequently, infrequently, normally, often, rarely, regularly, seldom, sometimes, etc. For example, I always do my homework on time. In this sentence, always show us the frequency, how often I do my homework on time. She goes out occasionally. In this sentence, occasionally show us the frequency, how often she goes out. Adverbs of frequency appear between the subject and the verb in a sentence. For example, I always update the calendar at the beginning of the month. Mary often walks to her house after the school. Adverbs of frequency appear after a form of to, be, am, are, I, was, were in a sentence. For example, I am never late. Visit was occasionally frustrating. They are always happy. Adverbs of frequency go between an auxiliary verb and the main verb. For example, Camille does not usually eat fruit. If there are two auxiliary verbs, the adverb of frequency goes between them. For example, I have never been to France. The adverbs of frequency often, usually, sometimes, and occasionally can go at the beginning of the sentence. For example, usually I don't give personal advice. I don't usually give personal advice. Occasionally, we go for a drive on a Sunday. We occasionally go for a drive on Sunday. Adverbs of frequency go before the verb used to or have to. For example, I always go to my sister's house. I usually go to my brother's house. When something happens regularly at a fixed time, we can use the following as adverbs. Every day, daily. Every week, weekly. Every fortnight, fortnightly. Every month, monthly. Every year, yearly or annually. For example, I get a newspaper every day. I get the newspaper daily. I pay my rent every month. I pay my rent monthly.